So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Marvel is apparently going to make major changes to Phase 5 and 6 because they're not happy and they're going to return to quality over quantity. So I thought we'd take a look at Phase 4 because it's an interesting one. This is where they started to move to, Disney Plus, and inevitably the quality did decline like quite a lot. WandaVision is perhaps, the most liked, I think, from people that I see on here at the very least. I didn't like it. I wasn't a major fan of WandaVision. I found it to be actually quite a bit of a chore. And then Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But you see, these things are not, 88, 83. Loki, fairly good response, 92 and 90. But then we start to get to the bombs, right? The Black Widow admittedly had 91% audience score. But that lost money. That was a huge bomb, in fact. Not a good film to release. What If? I heard that had, fairly good response. Shang-Chi didn't do that well in theatres in terms of its box office. I think that one barely broke even, if I remember rightly. Eternals was so incredibly boring, and it almost put me to sleep. I was... Oh, god damn, it was absolute shite. And the responses here actually reflect that. Hawkeye, I didn't hate Hawkeye, to be fair. Spider-Man No Way Home, I think most people enjoyed that. Moon Knight, I know that had a middling response from people. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I know most people had a bit of a middling response to that as well. Ms. Marvel, people who could persevere through it actually said it was pretty decent. Thor Love and Thunder, I hated that film. But you can start to see it's not smash hit after smash hit. And there's a lot here. She-Hulk, 33%. I mean, it's literally in the bin. Werewolf by Night did pretty well. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I thought that was a mess. Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought that was great. The holiday special, I thought that was really, really, really good. And that's kind of where we're at with Phase 4. But you can see there's an awful lot here. And a lot of it is very forgettable. Like a lot of it is very, very forgettable. If I asked you what the villains were to a lot of these movies, you'd be like, shrugging shoulders. So I thought I'd remind ourselves of that before we dive into this article here. Because Marvel Studios is reportedly making major changes to Phase 5 and 6 as they return to quality over quantity. And boy howdy was there a lot of shit as well. So, we know Bob Iger's back. Loads of people say he's going to save everyone. Bob Chapek's just the fool guy on this level because Bob Iger established a lot of these films before he left. So let's not beat around the bush with that. But apparently it does, it does offer an opportunity for them to come in and make major changes, which is what they're doing. And there's been a lot of speculation about what this might mean for Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm, especially as the output from both studios was arguably better under Iger's watch than it has been with the ousted, profits-driven Bob Chapek. You should always be profits-driven, but you also need to remember Bob Iger was the one that ran Lucasfilm into the ground. It was like, yeah, green like this, yeah, green like that. Sure, Kathleen Kennedy was there, but Bob Iger was still in charge. So let's not, again, get misconstrued here. Many have blamed him, Bob Chapek, for Marvel Studios' apparent shift from quality to quantity in Phase 4. Again, that's not Bob Chapek's fault. This stuff would have been greenlit under Iger. This whole plan was greenlit under Iger. So anyway, according to the Cosmic Circus, yes, they're going to change a lot of stuff. So over the course of the Infinity Saga, Marvel Studios released 23 movies, all of which were positively received and hits at the box office. That's true. Phase 4, meanwhile, has seen us get a total of 19 movies, TV shows and special presentations, with many of those hit and miss titles, disappointing fans and underwhelming critics. A lot of people just weren't happy with the direction. And they are directionless. There is no central core theme keeping everything together. So now and then, you really can have too much of a good thing, disagree. You can't actually have too much of a good thing. They just have not been good for a while. And this oversaturation has lessened interest in the multiverse saga due to becoming a huge commitment to keep up to speed with everything happening. Kevin Feige and the studio as a whole being stretched thin has led to issues with everything from lack of connectivity to poor visual effects. The visual effects are fucking shocking. Like, they should genuinely be embarrassed by some of the visual effects they put out in films. They are a joke. So no, it's not surprising that Cosmic Circus says Marvel Studios is now re-evaluating its release lineup for Phase 5 and 6, and are aware Phase 4 took a dip in quality. With concerns those next two phases could be just as messy, Disney is looking at future releases with a renewed interest in ensuring they get back to a quality over quantity approach to storytelling, which it should have been anyway. Now, some sort of creative oversight over future MCU releases has been considered, and it sounds like we could see a shift to more special presentations instead of TV shows. Again, like the holiday special, which I'd be fine with. You know, if you're having just one-off, one-shots, that's fine. That'd be a cheaper, quicker, and far less demanding way to introduce new heroes and set the stage for bigger stories, avoiding the need to stretch those stories out across 6 hours. Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, a lot of... Gosh, She-Hulk was a total mess and a waste of everyone's time. Projects currently in pre-production may now be at risk, with sources adding that we should expect shifts in release schedules for some projects, changes in media formats for others, and in the most extreme and unlikely of cases, a postponement or outright cancellation of a project that would not be suited towards the overall story of the multiverse saga. They should bin a lot of this stuff off. There's a lot that is not going to line up properly and make it a whole lot of sense. So in other words, that massive slate of movies and TV shows announced by Kevin Feige at Comic-Con and D23 may be in flux and not worth getting too excited about. But, I mean, look, a lot of that stuff didn't need to happen anyway. A lot of the stuff we have had didn't need to happen. Are they going to be reevaluating this stuff? Yeah, they will be. They're a business. They'll be reevaluating it at every turn, every quarter. And again, like I said, this stuff's garbage. You know, the interest in this stuff is waning. We already had that from a study, you know, that did a cross-section of comic book moviegoers, Marvel fans and DC fans alike. And they were like, yeah, no, I can't really be bothered with Marvel that much anymore. Like, again, because people are getting a bit bored of it now. It's just too much. It's oversaturation and oversaturation of trash. So let me know what you guys think down below. What would you like them just to scrap? Would you like more specials? I'd love to hear it. Let me know. Cheers, guys. Take care.